What's up, everybody? Maddox here. Welcome back to the Pokey Historian. This is the show where we flip on the camera, we talk about Pokemon cards, we talk about life, philosophy, and how all these things kind of tie together. I have to say, it's been a pretty crazy week over at the office. Lots of drama, emotions running high, outrage, shock, and it kind of got me thinking how much we as human beings are drawn to these things and how they keep our eyes glued on the particular thing that is causing these emotions. I mean, we see it in the news all the time, right? There's always got to be something new to be mad at, whether it's something the legislature's doing, something old Trumpy boy's doing, some murderer in your local town, somebody in your town that's scamming people. There's always something to be angry about. There's always something to kind of trigger that emotional response in you. And the reason they do that, obviously, is to keep you watching. And I'm not saying that it's not normal to be upset at these things, because there are some pretty bad things that are going on right now, and it's perfectly okay to be upset at them and even want to try and find a way to change them, trust me. However, we do live in a money-making society, and I do feel like sometimes that the social media outlets and the major news outlets and everything in between almost like farms our negative emotions for money, it feels like. And I think that's kind of spilled over into Pokemon, and it kind of got me thinking, what keeps this Pokemon card hobby and these markets going and keeps everything so strong and crazy? I think to some level is the outrage and the wild activity that we see. Like, if you think about it, there's always got to be some new card that's rocketing and it's keeping people's eyes glued on it. There's always got to be some new drama, some new scammer out there, something bad that PSA did, something bad that some Pokemon reseller did, some fight that broke out in a Walmart or a Target. Like, when you stop and think about it, this type of stuff is what keeps eyes on Pokemon and keeps people glued to this particular hobby. I don't think it's necessarily just like the monetary side to this, the investors. I don't think it's necessarily just that the cards are really cool. Of course, all those things weigh in. And of course, Pokemon is just a generally fun hobby to be involved with, anyways. But I do think part of what keeps all of this going and what keeps it completely out of whack and out of balance is all of the drama that we have right now. And it kind of gets me thinking, if something happened, like let's say, all right, so we know that Perfect Order wasn't exactly an exciting set, right? If we had two more sets in a row like Perfect Order that were just kind of mediocre, not terrible, but just mediocre, just kind of plodding along, would that cause Pokemon to cool off? Like, they always say that the opposite of love isn't hate, it's actually indifference. And if people just became very indifferent to this hobby because there wasn't anything emotional happening, nothing to get you riled up inside and to make you feel something, would people just turn away from this and focus on other hobbies, other collectibles, other things of interest? Maybe that's all it would take. Perhaps it wouldn't take like a giant war or a bunch of investors selling off or some sort of stock market crash. Maybe all it would really take to fix the Pokemon card market is just for us to see some calmness, to see some mediocrity, just to see nothing exciting happen for a little while. Because without excitement, people would go find and seek it in other places. They wouldn't find it in Pokemon cards anymore. They would go out and they would search out a new hobby or whatever it is, something new out there to make them feel something. Because I think that is a big part of the human experience, is we all want to feel something. And if we're looking at something and we're not feeling anything at all, we tend to just get bored with it and move on. So just some food for thought for tonight, because we haven't really talked about this on this channel. We've talked about what keeps the Pokemon card market going, why we see it's likely to kind of continue on to the future and keep growing and all that stuff. But we never really talked about what could cause it to just kind of stall out and really come down. And I think this might be the silver bullet that I don't really see a lot of people talk about that could actually kind of fix things and maybe bring back some equilibrium to this insane hobby. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And let me know down in the comments, do you think I'm onto something with this? And if I'm not onto something with this, what do you think could calm all this down? I'd be curious to know. And also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can see more of my videos. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, y'all, and I'll see you in my next one.